sure it's working.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to do an OIS test. Most of you watching this know exactly what that is. So on a week from tonight, you're going to click on Bar OIS. So that's Bureau of Automotive Repair. OIS is Onboard Inspection Station. You guys know that. A lot of people call it the OIS DAD. Data Acquisition Device is this. They call it the DAD, Data Acquisition Device. It's a scan tool. That's an OBD scan tool. So we're going to click on Bar OIS. Don't worry about any of this. Click on Bar OIS. And there's a badge located in this drawer. You're going to use this on Monday night and Wednesday night. Take your barcode reader, snap that, put this back, and the password will be sitting here. I'll leave it all night, both nights. It's De Anza College Best 99. Click submit, and we are in. So we're going to scroll down, we're going to click continue, and it's telling me now scan the barcode on the vehicle. I don't believe this one has one, which is good. It'll make us do it by hand. This was a donated car. I don't believe it has one. So we're going to do it by hand. We're going to go old school. Normally I'd be using my camera to take a picture of the VIN, but the person's doing the video with my camera. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna read it for you.
Gotcha. Yeah. Hang on. Tell me when you're ready.
1G1.
Yep.
PE.
E is in Paul. E is in Edward.
5S. B2.
B is in boy. V is in Victor.
B. B is in boy.
B. Keep going.
B2. G7. 105984.
And one more time. Once you focus on this, whenever you do the VIN by hand, Bar is very, very paranoid. They want it done twice. Can you read it again, please? This is why we like to scan them, but we don't have one in this car.
1G as in goat.
Yep.
1P.
Like Paul.
E5.
Yep.
S in Sebastian.
Yep.
B as in boy.
Yep.
2G.
Yep.
710 5984.
Cool. We did that. And we're now putting in the license plate. And remember, when the customer brings in their DMV slip, you've got the customer hopefully bringing the DMV paper. One snap with this, everything is there. License plate, VIN, etc. So we're doing it long way. So now it's asking me, it's a license plate California. Answer is yes. I know a lot of you have asked me about what happens if it's another state. All you do is do a drop-down menu and select the state. So that has no bearing on anything. So we're going to select California. Is the data correct? It's giving you a chance to look at the customer's sheet and compare it to what is entered. We're going to say yes, it's correct. Now it's saying, is this a government fleet, business fleet, or permanent fleet vehicle? Most of you watching this know what that is. We're going to click no. It is not. Now the reason it's going to say there is no match with DMV data is because we De Anza College Auto do not have connection with BAR Sacramento. It's called the VID. Most of you know that, Vehicle Identification Database. So don't fret when you're doing this. It just says there's no match because we don't communicate with BAR. And they're asking me, is the data correct? What BAR is asking is, the data is wrong according to them, and they want to know, do you want a second chance to enter it again? And I'm going to say, is the data correct? And I'm going to say, yes, the data is correct. Let's continue the smog. So again, they're warning the mechanic, no DMV match has been found. The consumer is responsible for retaining the inspection report for reference throughout the vehicle registration process. BAR is saying this because they're nervous that you're going to smog the car and the customer's not going to get their stickers because there's no communication between us, BAR, and DMV. We're going to click OK anyway. Again, all this is coming up because we don't comm with the VID. Okay, only change of ownership smog inspections and initial smog checks are required for this model year. This is a 2016. Not most of you, but all of you watching this video know that anything within 8 years of being new is exempt from biennial. So everybody watching this knows that. So this is a 2016. And it's warning us, hey man, you don't need a biennial. The car is too new for a biennial. So they're saying only change of ownership and initial inspection, which most of you know, the initial is when it comes into the state from another state. That is not the case here, but that's what they're telling you. They're telling you with the screen, this car is too new for a biennial. If you're doing a change of ownership, go ahead and smog it. If you're doing an initial smog into the state, go ahead and smog it. Biennial smog check inspection are not required for this model year. I'm going to click continue. Yes. Select certification type. So now most of you know this. We're beyond all the bumps in the road because we don't come with the vid. So this is a California vehicle. Remember, look at the Vecchi. The Vecchi is your absolute best friend, 100%. But this is California certified. And by the way, I'm not going to do a visual on this. I just want to do a quick video. All of you know about the visual, so I'm not going to waste your time on that. So bottom line, they're asking, is this a bar referee car, meaning is it a kit car, or did somebody put an LS7 and an RX7? You all know about that. The answer is no. This is not a federal vehicle. If it was, it would say it on the Vecchi. I know we went over that the other night. All of you know how that works. This is a California vehicle. So just look at the Vecchi. Make sure it's California or federal, doesn't matter, or a bar referee. This one happens to be California. So I'm going to click continue. And now it's going to ask me for, let's see if this has this. It's called it's the engine family. It's becoming very popular, and BAR does not like when you select none. So if it doesn't have one because it was a donated vehicle, I'm gonna cheat and select one. Let's see here. Nice. God, what would I do without you? It does not have. Actually, let's go GGM X4099. GGX. Don't do it. GG. So the number is GGMX. So it's not listed. So I am going to select. Let's see here real quick. Okay, it is not selected. So I'm going to select the closest one. So GGMX, and I'll select that. Once again, this is the engine family, and BAR does not like when you click none. They want you to put it there. I'm sure this one doesn't match because it was a donated vehicle from GM, but nonetheless, that number is on the Vecchi. Okay, you showed it earlier, right? Okay, all right, cool. So we're gonna go continue. And vehicle odometer, we're gonna go 120,000 on the odometer. Remember, if the odometer is not working, that is not a failure. So remember that, just click none. It won't fail the car. This one works, it's 120,000. Remember, if the odometer does not work, doesn't light up, dash is dark, just click none. So we're gonna go continue. It's a Chevrolet Cruze 2016, gasoline. I put the engine family group. It's basically letting us look at this and make any changes if we made a mistake. We didn't, so we're gonna go continue. And I mentioned this the other night about recall items. It's a courtesy. It has nothing to do with smog. If there are any recalls for this vehicle, that's the screen that will show you. It's a neat thing. You can upsell or give that recall to the customer. It's a really neat thing that they just started about a year ago. So no recall items on this. I'm gonna go okay. So now it's telling me the following tests will be run. OBD2, the smoke check, liquid fuel leak, visual, and aftermarket parts. Remember, I'm not doing a visual on this car just for sake of time. We've already done that. So now it says go to the vehicle, connect the DAD, key on engine off. So I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna take this and plug it into the data link connector. I'm going to turn the key on. Pretty straightforward. So connect the data link connector. So go to the vehicle, connect the DAD. Key on engine off, do not start the vehicle. Did the mill illuminate? Yes, it did. I'm going to start the vehicle. Is the mill off? Yes. So it's actually a pass, which is rare for a school car, but it passes. So is the mill off? Yes. Now, there's not much going on right now. It's called a DAD, data acquisition device. It's a fancy term for a scan tool. So right now, the data acquisition device or scan tool is looking for diagnostic trouble codes, permanent DTCs, which most of you know is called mode 10. So it's looking for permanent DTCs, DTCs, so that's permanent and non-permanent. It's looking for monitor status. So right now, and this is going to fail, we have not run the monitors because we don't drive school cars. So it's looking at monitor status, DTCs, permanent and regular, and it's also looking at software level. This is the time where it's gonna query that PCM and see if it has the proper software in the PCM. So other than that, we're gonna let this thing go. It's gonna be kind of boring. Again, I'm not going to do a visual on this car, just for the sake of time, and we'll just wait. For what it's worth, I can hear the purge solenoid clicking underneath the hood. Many manufacturers are very aggressive. They want the vapors in that canister out of there. So it's purge solenoid right now is clicking, which is nothing bad. It's very normal. And remember, the OIS will prompt me to do the smoke check, unlike the other Bar 97. The OBD portion is complete. Please turn off the vehicle, disconnect the DAD. I will do that. Can you come over here, Daniel? So on Monday night next week, if all of you could, I'd really appreciate if you could just leave this here, park the car somewhat close, and plug in this to your vehicle. And remember, I said you can do your own vehicle. I'll have a vehicle here, but you're welcome to do your own vehicle. It's unofficial, so if it fails, don't worry about it. But please, on Monday night, please leave this here so it doesn't dangle, and just bring the cord over, okay? Okay, let's keep going here. So everything is complete. The OBD portion is done. Click OK. So now it says perform the smoke check. Remember, this is very different than the Bar 97. So I'm going to do the smoke check right now. So we're going to go to the back of the car. We're going to look at the tailpipe. Tailpipe is right here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to go no smoke. Then I'm going to snap the throttle. Wait 3 seconds. Snap the throttle. And now judge. And I was looking in my mirror, even though my video person said we're clean. I was looking in the mirror and I saw no smoke. Now we're going to do the third one, which is crankcase smoke. And remember, the focus here is dipstick, valve cover, PCV system. So I'm going to start now and I'm going to say 1001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I see no smoke. Here's the oil cap. Here's the valve cover. For those of you that remember, this is the one where General Motors, Volkswagen, a lot of companies have integrated the PCV into the valve cover. So in other words, you can order a PCV valve for this and the person behind the counter will say there's no such thing. We can sell you a valve cover. Technically, that's the PCV, but everything is integrated into the valve cover. So I see no smoke, so we're good there. enter, select smoke check result for exhaust, pass, crankcase, pass. I'm gonna go continue. Liquid fuel leak, let's go underneath the hood real quick. And here's the high pressure fuel line. I see none, I see no fuel leak. My favorite Daniel just gave me light. I can look down the firewall. Remember, no jacking the car for this. They just want you to look. And I see no fuel leak. Here's the fuel rail. Here's the injectors. Here's the Schrader valve or the test port. I see no fuel. I smell no fuel. So I will select liquid fuel leak pass. And now is the visual. And again, I said I was going to pass on the visual. I'm just going to do it real quick here. Crankcase pass. I saw the valve cover. I know the canister is there. I know the catalyst is there. It's an OE cat, so there's no EO number. So it's an OE cat. We do not have to look for an executive order number, so that's good. It does not have an EGR valve. It is turbocharged and everything passes. Fuel metering system is beautiful. It does not have air injection. All the computer sensors and switches all look good. Vacuum lines look good. And the other is a pass. There's really nothing on other because there's no hot rod, go fast, aftermarket stuff. So crankcase pass, fuel evap canister passes. I already checked it. Catalyst pass, no EGR. Turbo passes. Fuel metering pass, does not have air injection. All the sensors, vacuum lines, and other pass. Does it have an aftermarket emission control component? So what this is asking me right now, is there anything aftermarket, cold air kit, headers, anything that needs an EO number or executive order? And I'm gonna say no. If you do have a cold air kit, headers, now is your chance to say yes, and then it'll take you to another menu. This machine is super, super clean as far as the user interface compared to Bar 97. So I'm gonna select no. And remember, I said this the other night, it'll always ask you, were any emission-related repairs performed prior? No. They want to know. It doesn't mean it's illegal. Excuse me, if you did perform repairs and you're a smog shop, now is your chance to put it in. But we're going to say no, we did not do any repairs. One last time before we finish, the test is over, we're done. So I'm going to put in my password one more time. It wants me to redo this. This is something very new that Bar just put in about 8 months ago. So you put in your password one more time before the test is over, certifying that it's really you, etc. And you can see we failed. So the overall test is fail. Inspector comments, none. I'm going to put none. I've talked many times about notes on the VIR. Excuse me, this is where you would put the notes on the VIR. If you had a liquid fuel leak, this is where you need to put the location. If you had an aftermarket part that failed, this is where you would put it. Anything outside of the ordinary, this is the box where you would make any notes. So when the BAR does any sort of a check on a car or inspection on you or the shop, this is where you want to put any notes that are odd things outside of the normal, okay? I have nothing to put here. It's pretty straightforward smog. I'm gonna click continue. And now it's loading the VIR. I'm not gonna print it, so we're just about done here. Hopefully Daniel can focus in on this. Again, there's the year, make, model of the vehicle, the mileage. Your vehicle failed smog. You may be eligible for assistance. Most of you know about the CAP program. That's exactly what it's telling you. CAP program, and this is where you as an owner, a service manager, or smog mechanic, just give this to the customer, let them go to the Bar's website or call to see about consumer assistance program. This is an overview of the VIR, nothing you guys haven't seen. Basically, it's everything you entered. This is the visual portion. You can see where everything passed. And then a liquid fuel leak pass, smoke check pass, sorry, that visible smoke. And then you'll notice right here, OBD failed. OBD failed. So we'll look at why it failed. And it failed because the fuel system, the evap monitor, so the fuel system monitor, you can see right here, OBD2 monitor is not ready. That means not done. Fuel system did not run, evap system did not run, catalyst monitor did not run, and oxygen sensor. So we have 4 monitors right here that have not run, and that means it failed. Remember, we don't do any tailpipe testing on 2000 and later, so BAR relies on OBD. And a lot of people in the industry right now say the OBD is probably just as good, maybe even better than a tailpipe test. I'm not sure about that, but a lot of people smarter than me definitely say that. So we failed OBD. We passed everything else. The monitors did not run, and that's why we failed. And then one last thing, and then the video is done. We also have permanent DTCs. Remember I talked about that mode 10 permanent fault code. We have cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's probably a group of students or something doing a exercise out in the shop, which is no big deal. Clearly they disconnected, that would be my guess, they disconnected the injectors, okay? Other than that, remember by law you must print the VIR by law and give one to the customer and keep one. I'm gonna go ahead and save this one on Monday night. For those of you that are gonna be here, I would prefer if you just save this to the desktop and don't even worry about printing. I'm gonna give it a name here. We're gonna call this the Dan S test, okay? And we're gonna go save. And then this is pretty cool. You can even do it in Spanish. I'll click on that for all of my favorite Spanish students. Oh, this is pretty cool, man. This is pretty freaking cool. Aprobado? I don't know.
Tested.
Oh, tested. Oh, nice. The person videoed this can read Spanish. I clearly can't. I like this. Fracasado. This is pretty cool. So I know I have a lot of Spanish-speaking students that'll be watching this tonight. It's pretty neat, man. I'm digging it. So in Spanish, yeah. So I'm gonna click finish on this, and the test is over.